It's that time of year again. SHOT Show is upon us, and it's a great time to be an airsofter because we get to see all the new and exciting products that are coming out for airsoft. However, a lot of them, like every other SHOT Show, there's a lot of gimmicks out there. So in today's video, I want to talk to you guys about some of the products that I've seen from SHOT Show 2018 to help you navigate through the important ones. So in today's video, I'll be listing my top 5 favorite products that I saw from SHOT Show 2018. What's up guys, my name is Lane and welcome back to the BB Warrior. We're here to help you have a better time both on and off the airsofting field, and if you enjoy videos like this, I'd love it if you joined our community by hitting that subscribe button down below, and while you're at it, hit that bell icon next to it to stay updated when we post new videos every Tuesday and Friday here on the channel. So the first product that I want to talk about in today's video is the newly announced Crytek Mark 36H. Now this is a little bit of an interesting looking rifle, and it's got a very interesting design around it. So the design, at least in the real world, is the M14 system. So it has the Mark 14 operating system. However, it is in the body of an AR-15 essentially. So it has the ergonomics and the handling of the, the AR-15 platform, which is the most prevalent platform in the world. And that's really exciting. So I'm excited to see how Crytek's going to approach this. Because, this is a brand new design, which, Crytek isn't a stranger to, because they announced the Foztech last year. But I'm excited to see how they approach this and see, are they going to take liberties with their gearbox design? Are they just going to stick with the standard Crytek gearbox? Or are they going to try to experiment and do something like the V2.5? Like is in the A&K SR25, where it's a little bit elongated for extra air to use this as a DMR, or is Crytek going to stick with their standard gearbox? I'll be excited to see. In Crytek fashion, we don't know much about this. We don't have a release date, a price point, anything about the internals yet, but I'm very excited to see where this project goes and to see, just how long this project is going to take them. So the second item on this list that I want to talk about is the G&G Armament Combat Machine Light Machine Gun. So you heard me right. G&G is coming out with a light machine gun in their combat machine lineup. So this is an interesting design. So this is kind of like the old Hurricane kits to turn your M4 into a light machine gun. So it's pretty much a Crytek LMG, but a combat machine. So it has the standard M4 lower, and then it has the specialized LMG upper, which is again like the old Hurricane kits and like the Crytek LMG. However, there are a few exciting things about this, and they really do make the difference. So first off, this is still a plastic polymer gun. So this is going to be a really light machine gun. Besides that, it has a 2,500 round capacity at the moment, and the box mag's a little bit interesting, and it's what I'm, curious about the most. So firstly, it runs off of a independent power source, which is pretty nice, because, a lot of people, they rewire their gun so that the box mag whines whenever you pull the trigger. However, this box mag is powered by 2 CR123A batteries, and something that I found really interesting, because this is based off of the Shrike design. Essentially how it works is there isn't a tube that goes into the side of the receiver like on like an A&K saw. It actually still feeds itself through the M4 mag well. So something that I found pretty interesting, and I only have an AK mag to talk about it today, but there's a little button that comes out of the side of the magazine. So when you put it in the magazine well, that button is depressed. It gets closed inside the magazine. That is your feed mechanism. So as long as that is detented down, it will feed. So you don't have to worry about pressing a separate button or worrying about the kind of iffy, sound type of winding. This is just something that's going to work when you're out of BBs. It's going to put more in it. And I'm really surprised that no one came up with this solution sooner. So I think it's a great idea for a box mag, and I'm wondering if any other company is going to try to approach and do something similar like this. Again, I think that it's a really good idea that G&G decided to use the separate batteries for the box mag as opposed to the rest of the gun. And I believe this is going to be under $300, comes in a couple of colors, and again, it is made out of polymer, so it's going to be super light. Now the next gun that I want to talk about on this list comes from KWA, which is a company that I haven't talked about a lot on the channel recently. However, this gun got me really excited. The number 3 spot on the countdown goes to the KWA Ronin TK45. And I know what you're thinking. I know exactly what this gun looks like. It looks like the gun from Titanfall. I mean, all jokes aside, this is a really interesting design. It's got that kind of futuristic look, which is pretty neat for me because I've kind of gotten into, you know, the more futuristic airsoft with like the Desert Fox events being set in like a post-apocalyptic type of scenario. But I think that this is just a really, really slick looking gun. And on top of that, they're going to be making an ERG version as well. So you can get that cool electric recoil, or you can just get the pretty standard one if that's your thing. But the other thing, if you own any of the Ronin guns already, so if you own like the VM4, I believe they're called, those uppers will fit on this lower. So if you have like some super long DMR handguard, you could put this on this 45 machine gun lower. So I'm excited to see this. We haven't seen too much new stuff from KWA since the ERG came out, just some, you know, some redesigns externally. So I'm really excited to see where this goes, and, you know, maybe we'll see a big comeback from KWA in the next few years. Who knows? The number 2 spot on this countdown goes to a gun we've talked about on the channel before. However, there's some new details I really want to cover. So the number 2 spot on the countdown goes to the Elite Force Glocks. However, before SHOT Show, we only knew of the G17 Gen 4 and the G19 Gen 3. However, they've released a little bit more information as well as some new pistols that are going to be coming out. So the lineup has expanded from those 2 handguns. So they're going to be offering them in 2 versions. The standard version is going to come with a green gas magazine, and the premium is going to come with a hard case, I believe. And they're also going to come with CO2 mags. Now, both are interchangeable. So if you want to run green gas during the summer and CO2 during the winter when you need that extra pressure, that is an option. However, they will have some other guns coming out. I believe I saw a G34. I could be wrong about that. As well, they will be coming out with some non-blowbacks, so the slide doesn't move back at all, handguns for that entry level. I mean, they have the Glock license. They might as well play around with it, besides just the super high-end premium airsoft guns. However, I want to talk about something beyond these Glocks. And also, they are VFC Glocks. That is something that they talked about. That is the OEM, so this should be taking VFC parts. However, talking about parts, I want to talk about PTS. So PTS was making the Atom and the Battle Comp slides for the Marui Glocks for the last couple of years. However, they have announced, they don't have a sample yet, but they will be making slides and accessories for the Elite Force Glocks in the near future, which is exciting for me because I wanted to pick up one of the Elite Force Glocks and turn it into a roll-in special, and this is just going to make my job easier with an already RMR cut slide. So they teased the Atom slide will be coming for it, as well as the Battle Comp slide as well, I believe. I could be wrong about that part. But this is exciting for me personally because I'm a Glock fanboy. And again, I really want to trick them out when they come out. I don't know if they're going to be making them for the other ones, like the G34, if they're just going to stick with the G17 like they did for the Marui ones. However, all of that is really, really exciting for me. Now, before we get to the number 1 spot on this countdown, there are a few honorable mentions that I did want to do in this video. So the first one I want to mention, because, you know, I have to throw gear into a video because I'm a gear nerd, is some of the new stuff coming from Cry and the Cry licensed crew over at Z-Shot. So Cry's coming out with the G4 uniform. It looks pretty cool, pretty slick. I believe it uses a different type of material that gives it more stretchiness, so you don't just need the panel near the knee pads, like the ACs and the G3s. They have new pads coming out, which are more shock resistant. Those will be interesting to try out. And they will not be discontinuing their G3 lineup. They're releasing more stuff for plate carriers. However, it's a little bit too scientific for me to talk about. However, it helps reduce your load by putting it on your hips rather than your shoulders. And the Z-Shot crew, which does the Cry licensed gear, will be coming out with, you know, some new back panels. They'll be updating the Molly color on some stuff to make it more correct or just more appealing. And I also want to talk about GMP and Evike. So Evike and their EMG manufacturing, they got the license for Daniel Defense, which means they'll be coming out with Daniel Defense licensed Mark 18s. That's cool. You know, I'm not really into Mark 18s anymore. I think that they're a little bit overdone, but for those of you who are into them, and I still think that they're neat looking rifles, I just don't own one myself, that's going to be a nice little authenticity touch. And they're going to be coming out with them, with the Mark 18s, with the Daniel Defense licensings, with jacks from Polar Star pre-installed, and their new kind of HPA tank stock. I don't want to say air stock because that's redlined. But it's going to be pretty interesting to see how this plays out. I think the Daniel Defense license is pretty cool, not only for Mark 18s, but for some of the other products that they make. But those are just a few honorable mentions that I wanted to mention. I think that the Polar Star system is pretty neat, but there is something that eclipses it, which is our #1 spot on the countdown, and that is the Wolverine Airsoft Modular Training Weapon. So this is every HPA player's dream. So what Wolverine did is they cut out the middleman. The modular weapons, or modular training weapon from Wolverine, excuse me, is their own body design with a few interesting things built in. So no longer do you have to find a donor body and worry about it being off spec from what Wolverine has. You can just buy the Wolverine body and everything and be good to go. So this comes with a couple of really interesting things from a Milsim player's perspective, like when you use the Wolverine Airsoft magazines. That's right, they will be coming out with their own mid-caps. It will stop firing when you're out of BBs, kind of like an electronic recoil gun from KWA. So that's really cool from a realism perspective. You do have to use the Wolverine mags, however, it is compatible with all AEG mags, and I think that's the best part about this system, besides the fact that you don't have to worry about alignment, and swapping things out is really easy because, again, it is native to the system. It's a perfect blend between airsoft and real steel parts compatibility. So it will come with Wolverine's own rotary hop-up. However, it will use just about any AEG hop-up. I believe they said that it's compatible with anything. It will accept airsoft and real steel rails, but it will come with Wolverine's own designed rail as well. And because this is the native design for it, and you're not modifying a V2 gearbox, you will never have to worry about alignment, ever. That is amazing. As someone who uses Wolverine products already and loves the performance, the only thing that I don't like is alignment, and that's because of AEG bodies and the way that they're designed. If they're a little bit off spec from the spec that Wolverine uses, you can have alignment issues. So anyone who uses HPA or anyone who's thinking about getting into HPA, that'll make your life so much easier. Every single problem that I've run into has been with the bodies I'm putting it in, not the engine. As well, swapping out is really easy and only takes a couple of minutes, and it also has a toolless disassembly, which is a nice touch. So I could go from a Reaper with a Airline to a Inferno Gen 2 with a Wraith stock in under 15 minutes, which is amazing because if you've ever worked on any of these systems, there's a lot of modifying and things like that. However, because this is all native to Wolverine, that'll make life easy. And the best part is, because I know you're probably thinking, well, BB Warrior, that's going to be priced like a PTW. For a full setup, Wolverine's estimating it's going to be under $700. So you get the engine, the body, you get one magazine, I believe, all of those features. That's a pretty good price, considering that if you go out and buy an engine and then go out and buy a donor body, you're already looking at $500 right there. All those features, you get the nice Wolverine rail, you get the magazine with the special cutoff, kind of like Wolverine has that in their Scorpions that they do with ASG. I'm really excited for this, and this is probably the only product from SHOT Show that I will buy, on day one release. This is something that I've been waiting for so long, and Wolverine has been working for so long. According to their teaser video, they said that this has been their idea from the start. And I'm really happy to see that they're doing this. I think that Wolverine is such an innovative company, and this just takes it to the next step. And I easily think that they won the best product for Airsoft at SHOT Show 2018. But that's going to do it for this video, guys. Thank you so much for staying until the end. I want to know, do you agree with my list? And what products did you see from SHOT Show that got you the most excited? Make sure to let me know down in those comments below. I'd love to hear what you guys are excited for. And if you went to SHOT Show, make sure to let me know as well. But that's going to do it for this video, guys. If you enjoyed the video and this was your first time here, well, I'd love it if you joined our community by hitting that subscribe button down below. And while you're at it, make sure to hit that bell icon next to it to stay updated when we post new videos every Tuesday and Friday here on the channel. If you haven't already, check us out on social media. Links are down in the description below, as well as where you can pick up a BB Warrior patch to help grow the future of the channel and help me make better, higher quality videos for you guys. This has been Lane from the BB Warrior talking about my 5 favorite products from SHOT Show 2018, and I will see you all next time.